Hey, if you're a solo business owner, you've probably heard the word consolidation and immediately thought, oh, great, I have to do less. But what if the real win isn't about your workload, but about your mental load? Today, we're going to dig into this really powerful idea that the biggest benefit of consolidation comes when you finally close decisions for good.
Does this sound familiar to you? It's Friday, you've shut down the laptop, but your brain, your brain is still completely on the clock. You're dragging all those half-baked ideas and undecided choices right into your weekend. It's this heavy feeling, right? And it has absolutely nothing to do with how many hours you put in. So where is that weight actually coming from? Well, it's not because you're lazy, and it's not because your to-do list is broken. The real culprit is way more subtle. It's all the decisions you leave hanging. Think about it like this. All those open decisions are like apps running in the background on your phone. You're not looking at them, you're not actively using them, but you know what? They are draining your battery, your mental energy, every single minute.
Now, the first instinct for a lot of us, probably for you too, is to just power through it. Just work harder, push harder. But here's the thing. The source material makes this crucial point. The solution isn't about more brute force. This is the actual goal. That feeling of relief, of finally getting some momentum, it comes from lightening your cognitive load. It's about putting down the weight of all that unfinished thinking. Okay, and this leads us to a really powerful way to reframe this whole thing. We tend to think consolidation is just about subtraction, fewer platforms, fewer offers. But the real shift isn't from doing more to doing less. It's from indecision to decision. It's an active, powerful move. So let's look at this. On one side, you have the common view of consolidation, right? It's all surface level stuff like cutting back on social media platforms. But the real shift, the thing that actually changes the game, is so much deeper. It's about having fewer open decisions rattling around in your head, closing those mental loops, and making choices so firmly that you just stop second-guessing them. That's where the real magic is. So why is it that so many of us try to simplify our business, but still end up feeling completely overwhelmed? Well, it all boils down to one critical difference, the difference between making a soft decision and a firm one. And this is exactly where things fall apart. You might say, okay, I'm only going to use this one platform, but in the back of your mind, you're leaving the door open for exceptions. You commit to a new strategy in theory, but in practice, you're always hesitating. So even though your business looks simpler on paper, the mental load is just as heavy as it was before. And that really brings us to the core thesis here. Consolidation is only effective when a decision is made with so much conviction that you stop putting it back on the trial. You have to actually trust yourself, trust the choice, and just move forward. All right, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's get super practical. The source material gives us a simple, repeatable process to stop these mental energy leaks once and for all. It's just 4 steps. First, you pick one single area that's draining you. Maybe it's your content, your platforms, your offers, whatever. Second, you have to get brutally honest and state exactly what you're stopping. Third, you state your new commitment. And fourth, and this is the absolute key, you pressure test that decision to make sure it's actually solid. So how in the world do you pressure test? Well, the idea here is to use a few simple prompts, maybe with an AI tool. This first one basically acts as your objective third party. You just feed it your new commitment and ask it to poke holes in it. Find the vague spots, the loopholes, the places where you've left yourself a little escape hatch. The next prompt is all about anticipating the future. When are you most likely to fall off the wagon with this new rule? When a shiny new object pops up? When business is slow for a week? This helps you see your own weak spots before they ever show up, so you can plan for them right now. And finally, this third prompt is what locks it all in place. It forces you to rewrite your commitment so it is so clear, so specific, that the idea of even questioning it next week would just seem silly. This is how you make a decision that's truly firm. Okay, so you've done the work, you've closed a decision. How do you know it's actually sticking? Well, the signal isn't what you might think. It's not necessarily more money or more followers, at least not at first. It's a feeling. It's an internal shift. And this right here, this is the payoff. The real signal is that there are simply fewer things open in your head. Your work starts to feel steady, it feels grounded, because you're not renegotiating your entire strategy every other day. You're just executing. You are carrying less, and trust me, that changes everything. So, as we wrap this up,
Let me just leave you with this question. Forget about trying to overhaul your entire business. Based on everything we've talked about, what is the one open loop, that one nagging choice that you can decide on, pressure test, and finally close for good this week?